Welcome back to Superhero 101. Lego Batman is out and audiences are loving it. I saw it twice over the weekend and I loved it the first time. Pro tip, if you want to watch an animated kids film by yourself, go at 10 a.m. before they're awake. You'll feel less creepy. Anywho, the trailer for Lego Batman teased an overwhelming amount of Batman villains, and boy oh boy, did they over-deliver. It was like being hit in the face with a fire hose. Most of you probably recognize the big guns: Joker, Harley Quinn, Riddler, Penguin, Catwoman, Bane, Killer Croc, Scarecrow, Two-Face, Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, and Clayface. All but one of those characters has been in a live-action movie, which is insane. But then there's still over 20 more. Cool! Let's rattle them all off and learn a little bit more about each of them, starting with the characters whom I found most interesting. Number 1, Zebraman, a scientist who gained the ability of diamagnetism, meaning he can attract or repel any objects that aren't metal. The design is silly, but that power could be really effective. You could attract anyone. Finally. Number 2, the Mutant Leader, a creation of Frank Miller for The Dark Knight Returns. He's basically a feral creature who brutally attacks his enemies and almost kills the Batman. One time, never again. Number 3, Kite Man. Hell yeah, I really love Kite Man. He's just a dude with a paraglider. That's it. His catchphrase in DC Rebirth is literally Kite Man, hell yeah. Number 4, Gentleman Ghost, a petty thief named Jim Craddock from the 19th century who was wrongfully hanged by 2 individuals by the name of Nighthawk and Cinnamon. Craddock discovers that he can't pass on to whatever great beyond there is until his killers die. However, Nighthawk and Cinnamon turn out to be the Hawks, man and girl respectively. If you didn't know, the Hawks don't really die. They reincarnate over and over again, so Gentleman Ghost is kinda stuck as a ghost forever. Little sad, moving on. Number 5, Crazy Quilt. There's a scarier version of this character who can shoot lasers and he has telepathy sorta, but let's focus on the original boy, created by none other than Jack Kirby. Crazy Quilt is a man who goes blind and then undergoes a risky surgery that allows him to only see bright colors, which somehow drives him mad. Then he gets his helmet that grants him telepathic abilities. Boo! Just give me the original boy who can only see neon. What does that even mean? How does it? Number 6, Polka Dot Man, or Mr. Polka Dot, excuse me. He wears a suit covered in polka dots that can be pulled off and be used in a number of ways. Maybe they'll help him teleport. Maybe they'll be a gun. Maybe they'll help him camouflage. Not that one. Number 7, Calendar Man. Oh boy, I love the original Calendar Man costume. He's a villain that's obsessed with dates and attacks on major holidays. Then he got revamped into this Hannibal Lecter type character, and then in DC Rebirth, Calendar Man can shed his skin with the seasons. Yikes. Number 8, Killer Moth. Ooh, Killer Moth has gone through a few costume upgrades over the years, but all you need to keep in mind is that he's just Batman, but then flip the bats with moths and hero to criminal. And he usually can fly, shoots some sort of cocoon that can capture his enemies, and he's got a moth cave and a Mothmobile. Yes, based off of Batman. He's not even original. God, he's lame. Moving on. Number 9, Catman. Yes, there's a Catwoman and a Catman. Let's not let this blow your minds. He's just Batman with cat gear. He even has catarangs, and he's usually a criminal, mainly a thief, but sometimes he's an anti-hero. Does that sound familiar? Yes, it does. It's Catwoman. Anyways, number 10, Condiment King. Created for Batman the Animated Series, this gentleman, Mitchell Mayo, uses an array of, you guessed it, condiments to commit crimes. Shoots it out of a gun, and oh boy, imagine if robbing a bank was this easy. Just shoot some ketchup into an ATM. Number 11, the Eraser. I think this might be my favorite costume. Do you need someone to come in and clean up after you commit a crime so that meddling Batman doesn't find any evidence? And you hire the Eraser. For a 20% cut of the profits, he'll help you out. He comes with an eraser helmet that he uses to rub out the evidence, pencil point blades on his shoes, everything a henchman would need. Watch him rub his face on the ground. There he goes. Number 12, the Calculator. This is a dated villain who never needs to be updated. Noah Cutler designed his super baddie costume off of the top-tier portable technology of the time, the Pocket Calculator. He would use the keypad and LED display of his costume to create hard light constructs, aka what the Green Lanterns do. Then he got updated to be a super genius, even sometimes is able to control technology and the internet with his noodle. Why do villains need to become less fun? I get it, it's more badass, but keep it simple, like Kite Man, hell yeah. Number 13, there were a few nods to the 1960s Batman TV show and its unique rogues gallery, like King Tut, an Egyptology professor who gets bonked on the noggin and now believes himself to be King Tut. Ooh, he's a bad guy. Number 14, also another Batman 66 nod, Egghead, a yoke-wielding super genius who can't be beat, except for Batman. He can beat him, because that's how this all works. Always, forever. Number 15, Man-Bat. Most of you guys probably know this monster villain. Dr. Langstrom was messing around with bat DNA to cure some kind of ailment. I believe it was deafness. Oops! He turned into a savage bat werewolf creature. Usually Man-Bat loses all sense of himself and just acts on animal instincts. Always a cool character design though. Number 16, a quick nod to Captain Boomerang. You all probably know who he is since he's been in the Suicide Squad movie and on Arrow, but a quick rundown. He's a villain that throws boomerangs. He's got boomerangs all over his costume. Sometimes they can be trick boomerangs with explosives and whatnot, and sometimes there'll be a giant boomerang with the Flash attached to it. Cool. Number 17, the Kabuki twins. Ooh, they're pretty cool. Usually, the two Japanese women who have been hired by the Penguin as bodyguards. They're expert hand-to-hand fighters, and they possess razor-sharp claws that stick out of their hands. Number 18, Professor Hugo Strange. Most casual Batman fans are aware of Hugo Strange. Don't confuse him with Dr. Strange from Marvel, even though it's very easy. The nefarious psychologist is Batman's first recurring villain and the first bad guy to learn his true identity. Did all by himself. Hugo is also an expert in other sciences like monster genetics. Tough degree to get, but hey, he's a genius. Also, I don't understand. It's in Rebirth, I don't get it. Number 19, Clock King. Fans of Arrow and Flash know this boy, a villain obsessed with time. Sometimes he has clock-themed gadgets, sometimes he has absolute time sense. I will say though, he's pretty scary on Arrow, which you guys should check him out on. Number 20, Orca. We got plenty of Orca in this movie, and yes, she's real. Classic story, scientists playing around with Orca DNA, get some of it in her system, and bam, Orca features. Kids, that's not how it works. No better than that. Dr. Grace Balin, her real name, was paralyzed and was trying to find a way to cure her paralysis. Didn't work, so now she can transform in between an orca form and a human form. Actually, not the worst transformation story in the world. Number 21, the Zodiac Master, a con man who has zodiac signs all over his costume. He would use his fortune-telling abilities to predict disasters or to try to help out criminals pull off heists, but it would all be fake. Batman found him out though. Nice one, Bruce. Also, kind of like the Polka Dot Man, he can pull the signs off of his costume and they can be used as weapons. Like Capricorn, which is Ram, could be used as a battering ram. Cool. Why? I don't understand why your con man just uses a suit to commit crimes. Whatever. Number 22, the Mime, a criminal whose parents died in a firework-related incident, then turned to the circus and became a successful performer. However, when the circus fell on hard times, Camilla Orton turned to a life of crime as the Mime. Yeah, she's totally silent. Number 23, March Harriet, or the newer iteration of March Hare, created by Paul Dini. Nothing too special, she's just an escort/thief with a fondness for rabbit attire. Duh. Number 24, Tarantula, a former FBI agent. Caitlin Flores turned to a life of heroism, and not so much sometimes she's a criminal. No superpowers on her, but those two blades though. I wouldn't be messing with her. It's scary. Number 25, geez. God, 25. Magpie, or Margaret Pie. What idiot wouldn't figure that out? She likes to steal shiny things. Doesn't matter what it is, it's anything shiny she finds. It could be tinfoil, kind of like a raccoon. Number 26, Red Hood, a master thief who wears a red helmet and a cape. Most people associate the Red Hood with the Joker, and now Jason Todd as the anti-hero under the same name. But there have been other Red Hoods, so why not throw them into the movie? Number 27, Dr. Phosphorus, Alexander Sartorius. He emits radiation, he kind of looks like a glowing skeleton in the movie. Number 28. Oh God, there's no 28, we're done. Oh, thank God, oh my God. That's a lot of characters. Thanks everybody, we made it. If I forgot anyone, or if there's some that you would like to learn more about, let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share, and subscribe. I'm so glad we made it to the end. Click that notification icon in the YouTube app on our channel page to keep up to date on all of our videos. I'm Sam Basher, and I'll see you next time. God, 27. There's definitely one I had to have missed. There's not, but there's definitely.
There are now a ton of not super well thought out smart devices out there. So now I give you the dumbest smart gadgets we've seen so far. Nerdiness has run in the blood of metal since the very beginning. D&D, fantasy, and sci-fi stories like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars.